Welcome back. We are diving straight into part 3 of what is simply grace. Now, when we talked about last episode, we went over this idea of what would you hear more audibly. And this is the part of the song where the song kind of slows down with an instrumental, and it really makes you think and ponder on the last words that were said. What would you hear more audibly? And when we think about that, what we're really thinking about is what are ways that God can get through to us knowing that we are just broken people, right? We could speak in the way you ask. So I want God to do things for me, but only the way that I want Him to do them. I want God to see things through, but only in ways that I want Him to see them through. It's not about us, it's about His grace and His mercy. And I think that just really was a good place to take an ending to the last episode, to really make every single one of us ponder, like, what simply is grace. Once again, we're going to be opening up with scripture. We're going to be looking at John 1:16-17. For from his fullness we have all received grace upon grace. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. We're going to be jumping a little bit ahead in the song here because it once again goes over the chorus. And due to time constraints, I am going to be kind of jumping around, so let's get right into this.
Trade your trying for trusting, and let us do the rest. I will condescend my fingertip to graciously fold your hip. You have fought for long enough, I see your seam starting to rip. Let me cut the strings for you, strung stretching from the corners of your lips, and separate the plastic grafted to your cheeks, ears, nose, and chin.
So we're going over a lot here. This is part of the spoken word part of the song where they really start to just let loose in all of their poetic songwriting, where there's a lot of songs in this album from Out of the South where the singer will just start throwing out words. So we're going to stop here. I will condescend my fingertip to graciously fold your hip. You have fought for long enough. I see your seam starting to rip. And that actually goes back to Genesis. It all goes back to Genesis, where Jacob was wrestling with God. And so what he's saying is, I will condescend my fingertip to graciously fold your hip. What we see in Genesis is Jacob was fighting God, and God, dislocated his hip and put him on the ground. But he was doing it out of the grace of, you have fought for long enough. I'm starting to see the cracks that you don't realize are there. Let me cut the strings for you, strung stretching from the corners of your lips. And this imagery that they're talking about here is talking about, like, removing control, removing false identity, freeing someone from feeling like they have to be a performance. And it almost is like a puppet on a string. I see your seam starting to rip. Let me cut the strings for you, strung stretching from the corners of your lips, talking about the mask in the earlier verses in part 1, where it talks about you wear a mask, it will only help you for a limited time. We wear these masks and we hide our true facade, or whatever the word is. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but we hide our true selves, and we don't realize that we're pretending anymore because we do it so often that we forget to take the mask off. And so what God is saying here, right, is take the mask off. I will cut the strings for you. I see your seam starting to rip, and separate the plastic grafted to your cheeks, ears, nose, and chin. So he's asking you to remove the false living that you're doing and just trust in him and realize that there is greater out there.
Grafted to your cheeks, ears, nose, and chin. It will hurt at first, but trust me, your flesh must be stripped. Be ready with the oil, and keep your lamp wick well trimmed. Wait for me eagerly, I will send the second skin. You knot this thing thoroughly, but it's not a match for the one who will undo all the damage that you did.
So what he's saying here, it will hurt at first, but your flesh must be stripped. Be ready with the oil and keep your lamp wick well trimmed. So what we're talking about here, right, is it echoes the sanctification of dying to yourself. You're stripping away the old. And it actually goes over this in Romans 6 and Galatians 2:20. So, you all get to hear me type for another episode. I love not having things ready. So Galatians 2:20, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. So we're stripping away the problems that we had before, and we're allowing ourselves to take on a new identity in Christ. That is the second skin. Wait for me eagerly. I will send the second skin. You knot this thing thoroughly, but it is not a match for the one who will undo all the damage that you did. So no matter how far down you've fallen, how broken you've become, God will rescue you through all of it with his grace and his mercy, giving you another opportunity at life, knowing he has a better life for you. All you have to do is accept it, remove the mask, and realize that God is there for you. And it's just, this song is fantastic. It's fantastic. And it really delves deep into what is grace. It's simply God.
Undo all the damage that you did. He will take the hewn with open wounds and sew your folds back into him. Your tattered attempts to mend the holes will soon hold inside the hem of his robe, made white by his life, red in his death. Whole at the moment I chose to resurrect, then yours the second you accept that I want nothing less than the best for all my elect.
And right there, your tattered attempts to mend the holes will soon hold inside the hem of his robe, made white by his life and red in his death. The white robe, obviously, being Christ's sacrifice, the Lamb, it is about purity, righteousness, holiness. The red signifies Christ's blood, saying that they are covered by the righteousness of Christ, and all will be made right and well. Whole at the moment I chose to resurrect, then yours the second you accept that I want nothing I want nothing less than the best for all my elect. So he's saying that this is for everybody. I want nothing less than the best for all of my elect. You have all been saved. It's not about a certain specific person or a specific people. I know there's a lot of things going on right now with the talk of like God's chosen people and who is and who isn't, but Christ is for everyone, and he will rescue you if you give him the opportunity to let him do the one to rescue, knowing that you are a broken person. And people want to say all the time, they're like, well, I live a good life. I'm a good person. Why don't I get favors? Yeah, but did you accept Christ in your life? Are you doing the goodness in life out of the kindness of your heart? Are you doing it because it's the right thing to do? Are you doing it because you have an opportunity to show that we are the hands and feet of Jesus? Or are you doing it because it means you think that karma will come and you'll gain something because you did something good? Two of those make it about you. One of those makes it about Christ. And all God is asking is, let me be the forefront of your life, and let me be the one to rescue you and save you and show you that there is better out there. In fact, there is a whole eternity out there with me, and I will allow you to come into my home in eternity if you just accept me and stop living this false facade of life that you're trying to struggle through. It's incredible.
Nothing less than the best for all my elect. I have the authority to command and the power to effect, the strength to defend, the compassion to protect. You work futility to its end and forsake the day of rest. But when you grow tired again, I will be there to help you once again.
It's your hands.
It's my hands that formed you out of the clay.
No shame.
It's my hands that will lavish you with love and grace.
That's your hands.
My hands were held by nails to the tree. It's my hands that will bring you back to me.
Now we have reached the end of the song, so this will be kind of the cleanup here, which is perfect timing because we still have some time left to go over this. But I want to go over that last part again. It's my hands that formed you out of the clay. It's my hands that lavish you with love and grace. My hands were held by those nails to the tree. It's my hands that will bring you back to me. So all in all, God is at the forefront. He formed us from the clay. And then it says, the singer, it's your hands that formed me from the clay. It's my hands that lavish you with love and grace. Those same hands are filled with love. And, we don't really think about that much. We just think like, God, why have you forsaken me? I'm struggling. I'm going through hard times. Is God really at the forefront there? Or does he have plans for you? Does he have a way to show you that you're going to go through trials and it's going to be okay and he's going to be there because his hands that you are struggling with today, he took on a cross with nails. It's my hands that will bring you back to me. He will chase, he will destroy anything in the way that causes us to hinder ourselves, stumble, fall apart. He is always with us. I know that I brought it up the other day, but we also went over this in my Bible study group as well, where it talks about like we do not live alone and we do not die alone because Christ is there. He's everywhere. He's always with us and he's watching us struggle and he's watching us fall apart and he's watching us put on our mask to go pretend. And he's like, you don't have to do that. Just let me in and I will save you from all of this. And that is simply grace.